Are you ready?
Hey everybody, it's Badass Billy Gunn and you're watching Just Alyx. It's not scripted, we just wing it and have a bunch of fun. If you're not down with that, we got 2 words for you. Suck it.
Initiating login sequence. Welcome to Alyx's world.
Hello all, and welcome to Alyx's World, a safe space for wrestling fans like you. I am your host, Alyx, just Alyx, and you are watching my AEW Collision review. Saturday Night Collision on a Sunday. Yep. Didn't watch it yesterday because I was out. Saturdays are my me days. But I am here today to give you a live review of the show because I thought the show was that damn good. I think going forward, if I think the show is worth it, I will do live reviews. If it's just like a passable episode where you watch it, you enjoyed it, but it wasn't anything noteworthy, I'll just do an upload and go about my merry way. But if it's something like groundbreaking, like we got last night, the main event was tremendous. CM Punk revealing that he is, well, in his mind, the real world champion. Hell, you can make a case that he still is the real world champion. Now AEW has 2 world champions, holy crap. More advancements in storylines. That ladder match with Andrade and Buddy Murphy was spectacular. Women all over the show. Mercedes, Kiera Hogan had a great match. It feels like we're now starting to build different women's, I won't say divisions, let's just say specific, I don't want to even say brand split, or, oh God, each show is getting their own quota, how about that, of women, which I like, because you don't see Mercedes a lot on Dynamite, you don't see a lot of Kiera Hogan on Dynamite, but you'll see them here on Collision. Cool. The TBS champ's going to be featured more on Collision. Cool. I think that's great. We can get more TV time for them, personally. But I do like each show has its main features. And so there's so much to talk about here. There's a lot that happened. We have a big main event next week. That's right. On the same night as SummerSlam, we're going to see CM Punk versus Absolute Ricky Starks for the real, I love that, the real AEW World Championship. It actually says real AEW World Championship. That's hilarious. I think that's great. Now, I'll talk more about this when we get to the segment, but to me, this is awesome. I love the fact, since we're going to be having 2 main shows, each one feeling different, then yeah, it should have its own world champ. And the reason why I'm okay with it is because I know eventually MJF and CM Punk have to cross paths again. And we had to eventually unify those belts. And they will. Whether it's at All Out, whether it's at Arthur Ashe, whether it's at Full Gear, eventually CM Punk and MJF will cross paths again. And those belts will be unified. So I'm not worried about having 2 branded world champs, matter of fact. Is temporary. It's not going to be there for long. Just like MJF and Adam Cole. Sorry. We'll talk about that as well. But I love how that ended. I know a lot of people are upset that MJF and Adam Cole did not win those tag team titles. I, for one, am not. Yes, they are a very, very popular tag team. And I'm happy that they didn't break them up. I'm happy we're going to ride this out just a little bit longer. With that being said, FTR is, and for the time being, will continue to be the best tag team in the business. Do not take those belts off of them until you find a better tag team. Yes, The crowd was deflated when MJF and Adam Cole lost. They'll be okay. They'll be all right. You do not take those belts off at FTR. Not right now. And even if you're gonna do it, it's gonna be a short-term run. That's my thing. Like, if Adam Cole and MJF won the belts here, they were gonna drop the belts right back to FTR in a couple of weeks anyways. If that. Regardless, I'm perfectly fine with the way things turned out. I thought overall this show was... I know I keep saying it, but I genuinely feel, and I'm not kidding you, I think Collision is the best weekly wrestling show in the world today. I think it's better than Raw. I think it's much better than SmackDown. I even think it's better than Dynamite. It's definitely better than Rampage. But there's something different about this show, and we know that it's being written and run by different producers, by different people. The same people that run Dynamite are not the same people who run this show. Whoever's running this show needs to also run Dynamite, because there's something about the pacing, there's something about its production, the feel, the way the crowd sounds, everything feels top quality. This feels like a show funded by Warner Brothers Discovery. Dynamite doesn't feel like that. No offense. That's not me saying that the show is garbage. I'm just saying, one show has... I didn't even forgot what was on Dynamite this week. Because I thought Dynamite overall was a good show. But it didn't do much to hype All In. At least this show mentioned it. Thank you, CM Punk, for mentioning All In. But one show has Minoru Suzuki. It wasn't Dynamite. It was this show. Yeah, Minoru Suzuki was a surprise opponent for Darby Allin. And it was just as good as it sounds on paper. You had Samoa Joe on the show. Yeah, you had so many things going for you. Even that 6-man tag with Bullet Club Gold taking on El Hijo. Action Andretti and Darius Martin. I keep wanting to say Dante Martin. Darius Martin. It was a lot of action. There wasn't a lull at all throughout the entire show. And you had everything from in-ring action to storylines to storytelling to character work to promos. It had everything you could want, including a hot crowd. A very, very strong crowd. So, I cannot stress enough. This is easily the best wrestling show all week. So I cannot wait to get to this review. But before I do that, I have some wrestling news to talk about. Specifically, Britt Baker and Taya Valkyrie. Because after their match on Wednesday, which we all agree was not their best match, anybody can see that, even Stevie Wonder, they got a lot of heat. Let me rephrase that. They got a lot of hate online. Lots of fat shaming. Lots of, this is why women can't draw. A lot of misogynistic comments, which is no different than anything else I've seen on Twitter, but still, it's reached a fever, it's hit a fever pitch. It's hit a boiling point to the, I can't even find the right words for it. Let's just say the type of hate they got makes you wonder why the people in the business look down on us internet fans. It paints us in a bad light. It does. So I do want to talk about that and really get into a discussion about women's wrestling nowadays. I am going to bring up Alundra Blaze, my interview with Medusa, of course, where she mentioned why women's wrestling is not a draw. And quite frankly, a lot of what she had to say is true. That doesn't mean it can't be a draw. It might not be a draw now. It can be. And I want to get into what needs to happen for it to be a draw. It does include us fans, but mostly it includes AEW Creative. So that's going to be a big discussion. We'll do the review afterwards. And whatever else I can come up with, we'll be here just talking about it. I'm here to hang out, y'all. I'm here to have a good time. I'm here to have some fun. I'm relaxed. I got my food and my drinks on the side. I want to say what's up to you. So let's pay these bills. Let's do the sponsorship, get to the shout-outs, say hello to the chat, and then get right to the review. Sounds good? Well, thank you very much for joining me on a Sunday, afternoon for me. I don't know when you guys are watching, but regardless, if this is the first time you're watching me, do me a solid favor. Like the video, subscribe, and click that bell to catch all my content when it comes out. Wow, your edit help expand the brand by doing the following things. Join the membership. Click that join button. You get the opportunity to request a video of your choosing, whether it's a live reaction, a hot topic, or review, past, present, or future. Also, don't forget to give thanks. Hit that super thanks. If you would like to donate after the fact, you can. Also, like me on Facebook, follow me on Twitter at Just Alex Central. Give me a follow on Instagram. Give me a follow on Spotify. And give me a follow on TikTok. For I am the tickest of the talkest. Donate using PayPal, Patreon, Cash App, Venmo. And yes, Super Chats are officially on. You can donate at any point in time during the broadcast to get your thoughts played live on the air. Email me at justalexsworld@gmail.com for business inquiries, just to say hi. And please, get yourself a t-shirt today at Pro Wrestling Tees and Teespring. Get you an old school Deluxe Man t-shirt, get you a new school Alex's World t-shirt, but most importantly, get you a blonde hair, blue eyes, apple pie. My, America, the remix. T-shirt made by It's J Knox and Firestar Heart. All this down below in the description box. Today's sponsor, just like on Friday, is Extra Wallet. Changing the way you carry your items one day at a time. My friends, I can help get you 40% off your first order. Your first order. Don't know why I said first order. What is that? Is that Australian? Might? Is that Brooklyn? That's not Brooklyn. I think that's Australian, mate. Your first order. Right now. Now I don't know what that one was. But regardless, let's get to the sponsorship. Then we'll get to some shout outs. Today's video is sponsored by Exter. In today's age, old leather wallets are a thing of the past. People are looking for something more efficient. That's where Exter comes in. It can fit in your front pocket or any other space convenient for your access. It is the perfect smart wallet for minimalists that only carry essential items such as credit cards and IDs. It also has a cool pop-up feature that allows you to see what's inside, so you always know what you're getting out. Plus, it comes with its own tracker that connects with your phone, so if you ever misplace it, you can instantly find it. Amazing designs, amazing features, all at amazing prices. And today, if you click the link down below and use the promo code JustAlex, you can get 40% off any purchase you make. I truly believe this is a great gift, and it's changing the way people carry their items. So don't hesitate. Use the link below and get you a wallet today. Alright, thank you all so much for joining me on this Sunday afternoon. I appreciate you for making me a part of your day. Always know, of course, you can join me. You can always come in, you can always say hi, and I'll be sure to catch you when I see you in the live chat. While you're here, please be sure to like the video. It is important, imperative that you hit that like button. Because the more you like the video, the more opportunities I will be given to be recommended here on YouTube, which means more people in the live chat. So help boost that algorithm by hitting that like button. Also, show some love to the moderators. We got Ultra Shout 97, Firestar Heart, Alyx Demi, New Japan Pro Wrestling Girl, Big MGM, and Khalil Does Everything. Everything. Who help keep this a safe space for wrestling fans like you. I see a big, pretty sizable audience on the Sunday. I love seeing that. Thank you for that. Let's go ahead and start from the top. We got Mr. Gonzalez, 09, Brandon James, Mr. Anthony White, King of Hecko Mundo, Safe Haven ML, that's a new one. Mr. Safe Haven says, good show, and bonus points for Surprise Suzuki, Minoru Suzuki. Yes, that even surprised me. Mr. J Jenkins. We also got Faz B, Nella Nell, Dylan Danger, who says, what a great AEW Collision yesterday. I 1000% agree. Jet the Hawk is here. The Black Nostalgia Nerd is also here. These are regulars. Well, some regular viewers. Not regulars for live reviews, because my reviews go up late, and they only come in during the, the afternoon shows. I do want to get back to doing afternoon live streams. Dante Houston, delayed Gret. Is it delayed Grats? Delayed Greats. CM Punk put the X on the belt, but he basically covered the E as in the Elite. I saw that. I didn't read too much into it, but maybe that's what it was supposed to be. I thought it was just being a symmetrical X that just so happened to cover the center of the belt, but sure, it plays into that too. Who says it's not both? Maybe you're right. And maybe it's not the case. Maybe it will be the case. I love it though. Nice speculation. Sam Atkin from Browntown, Mr. Robert Brown, John Beal II, Jason Lewis. I also see Adam Ritter, Aaron Valmont, and last one is going to go to the Cerebral Assassin, Christopher Carter. Thank you all so much for being here. Again, please be sure you like the video. Get them likes up, because the more likes I get, the more chances I will be recommended here on the Yuba of the Tubas. The Yuba of the Tubas, the Yuba of the Tubas. Alright, y'all, let's go ahead and pause these super chats. Let's go ahead and get right to the show. I don't want to keep you guys here for too long, but we do have a sizable lineup of topics to discuss. And this first one is a doozy. So y'all might want to get you a drink, grab a snack. I needed that one too. You guys ready for this? Because this is a lot. Britt Baker and Taya Valkyrie. These two women are well known in the wrestling industry as, well, big time names, big time players. Taya Valkyrie, also the former Frankie Monet from NXT, the wife of John Morrison, aka Johnny Mundo, aka Johnny TV, aka Johnny Nitro, aka Johnny Insert Here, Johnny Impact, whatever the fuck. But you've known her on multiple shows. You've seen her on Lucha Underground. You've seen her on Impact Wrestling. You've seen her in NXT. You see her now in AEW. Britt Baker is literally, in my opinion, and has been the case for a long time, the face of the women's division. So, on paper, you would expect these two to have a hell of a match. We didn't get that on Wednesday. Even I said in my review that these two did not have their best match. There was a lot of botches. The chemistry was off. Did they pick it up towards the end? Did it get good towards the end? Sure. And sometimes when you're working with new people, it takes a while for things to click in. I think if these two had another match, it would be a lot better. 10 times better. I think they will in the future, and I think that match will be so much better. But for a first-time meeting, yeah, it's probably going to be some kinks that need to be worked out, which I wish they would have worked out before. But whether it's miscommunication or just them not being good partners, dance partners, the match wasn't good. It happens. The best have off days. Michael Jordan wasn't always scoring 40, 50 points a game. Sometimes Scottie Pippen had to pick up the slack. Dennis Rodman. Freaking Steve Kerr. Some of these people had to pick up the slack when Jordan was not on his A game. It happens. It be like that sometimes. Same thing with LeBron James. Same thing with Kobe. These guys need a Kyrie Irving. They need a Shaquille O'Neal. They need all of these other players who in their own right could be these safeguards or point guards or like the leaders of the team when it needs to be the case. So when Britt Baker and Taya Valkyrie had a bad match, I didn't make that much of a big deal about it. I was like, hey, they got through it. Britt won. She's being set up to fight Toni Storm at All In, hopefully. All right, we just move on. That's not what happened. Oh, of course not. What followed was 48 hours 48 hours of online hate, discrimination, all kinds of misogyny. It's typical of the wrestling community, but it's just sad. It got really bad. So much so that both Britt and Taya had to respond to it on their Twitters. So if you guys follow me on Twitter, we're not going to read the comments. We're just going to read what they had to say. But it's just crazy to me why this only happens when the women have bad matches. So yeah, Taya Valkyrie says, waking up to comments such as Taya is fat, disgusting, slow, untalented, loser, looks like a man, and so on and so forth. I'm just a human being trying my best. Remember that next time, and hopefully you never have to hear that kind of stuff about yourself. As you can see, she got a lot of support from the people in the business. Conrad, Swerve, Soraya, Renee, Conan, Aaron, Abaddon, Kayla Braxton, Jay Cargill, Nyla Rose, Veda Scott. Everyone's showing a love. Diamante, Nicole, Layla Gray, Lance Storm. I think that's just a wrestling company. Lots of love in support of what she went through. So, funny, when you look at the comments on Taya Valkyrie, lots of support. I'm pretty sure if I looked at those quote tweets, it wouldn't be like that, but we're not going to do that. But then you go to Britt Baker. When you can't hear the Twitter trolls over the DMD chants, as you can imagine, her comment section is going to be a lot different. A lot different. Now, you got some supporting it, but you got other people like, not the way you deal with it. Some criticism is valid. This one's screwed up. How does it feel to almost push your coworker to harm themselves? He's referencing Thunder Rosa. Jobber. Thunder Rosa gave you your best match. Criticism does not always equal trolling. Or criticism doesn't equal trolling. Yeah. They were not as nice to her. And I think the reason why Britt's getting more of a hard time about this is because there was a rumor that came out, and I do want to bring this up from Fightful Select, I believe, of a female wrestler that was a victim of backstage politics. And I was listening to multiple content creators on here talk about what the real issue with the women's division is. And for me, it just comes down to creative. It's as simple as that. The women don't even get that much TV time. Well, they weren't getting a lot of TV time to begin with, before Collision even showed up. But now that we have 1 hour of Rampage, 2 hours of Dynamite, and 2 hours of Collision, I feel like they've gotten even less TV time. How is that possible? How do you have more television time and then give the women less? Like, am I crazy? Anyways, I had to pull up the rumors from Fightful here. So, Lufisto apparently is a female wrestler who was working in AEW, and she was talking about backstage politics, certain cliques that were stopping her from getting on television, that were hindering her from growing, excelling in the company. And rumor was the leader of these cliques, or that clique in particular, was Britt Baker. You know, Britt Baker has been rumored to be a bully backstage. I've heard certain situations and stories of Britt giving a lot of people a hard time, not just wrestlers, but fans as well. We've seen it on All Access. We saw how mean and cruel and nasty she was talking about Thunder Rosa. That shit was not cool. I mean, she's made it very clear she doesn't like her, and that's fine. You're allowed to not like. You're not allowed to get along with everybody. You know, it's not like it's required of you to get along with everybody in the locker room. You get what I mean? You can be professional and work with people you don't like. I understand that. It just felt like to me when it came to Thunder Rosa, Britt had like a grudge. And I could never understand it. Now, that's neither here or there. We're talking about Lufisto here. Fightful Select did a report about this, and they did confirm with Lufisto that whatever backstage politics or issues that she was facing, it had nothing to do with Britt Baker. Nothing to do with Britt Baker. So this whole idea that part of the reason why the women don't get TV time is because of politics, and there's certain women pushing other people down. There's Britt's clique, and then if you're not in Britt's clique, like the Jamie Hayters and the Sarayas and the Tony Storms or anybody else, you don't get TV time. Which, again, I find that hard to believe. I find that hard to believe that Britt Baker is like this Hulk Hogan figure that's purposely keeping others down so she can get the most TV time. If that were the case, and I gotta bring some things to your attention. If Britt Baker was that type of woman, don't you think she would still be champion? A multiple time women's champion, at least? Don't you think she would have a lot more wins under her belt? Ever since she lost the belt to Thunder Rosa, she's done nothing but lose. I think she's lost more matches in the last year or so than she ever has. This whole idea that she's putting people down, I think that's just false. You might not like her, and you have that right, but don't go and start making up shit when you don't have anything to back it up. Britt Baker has done everything she could to elevate the division around her. That's a fact. So I'm not going to let people talk about her in that kind of way. Look, I'm not always going to be the biggest fan of what she's done. I still think she has been a complete bitch to Thunder Rosa. She has. And the story of Thunder Rosa wanting to harm herself, like actual like self-deletion, that's true. She talked about that on Busted Open Radio. And yeah, that does tie in to Britt Baker. It does. Sorry, that's not me making up a story. That's what happened. That's what it is. Still, that being said, I'm not going to let people make up this story that she's putting people down. That the whole idea that she's keeping people down, stopping them from getting television time, she doesn't have that power. She doesn't have that power. Also, let's just break this down for a minute. Get into the match itself, because this whole thing started because of the match. Look, did they have their best match? No. Did they have a couple of botches in there? Clearly. Have both women looked better? Sure. Let me tell you something. All this stuff that I brought up, if you asked them these same questions, they would tell you, yeah, you're right, that was not the best match. Yes, we botched a lot. We have looked better. They're not going to hide from that. These women are grown-ass women. They're adults. They can take criticism. However, none of that justify insults. There's a difference between criticism and then insults. Calling Taya Valkyrie fat is not criticism. That is literally the very definition of an insult. And then people will justify it. Well, if she wasn't as big as she was, what the fuck is wrong with y'all? Oh, well, the reason why she moves so slow is because she's so big. What the fuck? In what world would you think that's a critique? First off, Taya Valkyrie, doesn't matter what her look or her size is. She's been a great athlete her entire career. That's never stopped her before. Ever. So this whole idea that, well, if she lost a little weight, I'm just like, who the fuck do y'all think y'all are? Like, and the insults range from fat shaming to you're inept, you're untalented. I mean, Taya Valkyrie named it. You know, you're slow, you're disgusting, you're a loser. I don't know who the hell tells her she looks like a man. A lot of people that say that, here's the thing. A lot of the people, mostly men, who insult these women and the way they look, a lot of them don't look good themselves, are probably ugly as fuck to begin with, number one. But they only insult them because they can't have them. Because anyone that looks at Taya or Britt and go, ugh, disgusting, ugly. Like, what the fuck's wrong? Who do you think is pretty? There's a difference between insults and constructive criticism. Constructive criticism would be, that was not their best match. Okay. That match had a couple of botches in it. When Taya Valkyrie lifted her up and tried to go for what looked like the road to Valhalla, the glam slam-like move, I think Britt was supposed to counter it and it didn't look good. Okay. Obviously, that was a botch. You could even say, look, I think you girls could do better. I think that's a fair critique. I think they could do better too. They would say the same thing. Constructive criticism is one thing, but don't do this thing where everyone wants to cry. Book the women better. That's what everyone's talking about. Everyone saw the poster on Dynamite after Britt beat Taya. It goes to the crowd. Book the women better. I agree. But don't cry, book the women better, and then defecate on these women's careers after seeing one subpar match. It's like one bad match, and then all of a sudden, Britt has never been a good wrestler. Taya Valkyrie's never been a good wrestler. What the fuck? Britt Baker literally had a match of the year, probably the match of the year, with Thunder Rosa 2 years ago. Did we forget about the cage match they had? We forget about the match she had against Chris Statlander at All Out 2021? Why are we acting like Britt has never had a good match in her life? Yeah, she's had a career of very forgettable subpar matches, but her matches with Hikaru Shida, her matches with, I already said Thunder Rosa, loved her matches with Rio. Her match against, I loved her match with Saraya at Full Gear last year. I thought that was a great match. But too many people are just so ready to drop the hammer on these women every time. And it's not just with AEW, it's in WWE too. You can't cry, book the women better, and then be instantly ready to crap on them every single time they have one bad match. You can't do that. That's unfair. So I believe, in my personal opinion, for the women's revolution to actually become a reality again, both the fans and the creative team need to support them better. They do. These women need more TV time. They need more engaging stories. They need more feuds. They need more direction. But here's the thing. This is where I will give the fans heat. Okay, let's say over time, in the upcoming months, AEW gets their act together, and then the women get all that. We start seeing more storylines with Toni Storm and Britt Baker and Taya Valkyrie and Athena and Willow Nightingale and Chris Statlander and Nyla Rose, Hikaru Shida. It's a big roster of women. And all of them are starting to do more stuff. When you get it, then you need to support it. All right? You need to support it without disparaging their work, without calling them fat, without insulting them. You don't have to love everything about the women's division. That's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying you gotta love it, but be respectful. What's the number one thing in this business? The number one thing in wrestling is respect. Respect. Constructive criticism can be respectful. Okay? But don't be assholes. Don't be assholes. Don't be disrespectful. Let's be more appreciative of their efforts, because these women, just like the men, are putting their bodies on the line for our entertainment. Now notice, once again, not at one point throughout this entire rant did I say Taya Valkyrie and Britt Baker had a great match. I didn't need to say that. I don't have to say that, and if I said that, I would be lying to you. It's not about saying that. It's about respect. It's about appreciating these women for what they do. That's it. Now, I do believe, and I 1000% expect this to happen again. I think these two are going to have a rematch. When that is, I have no idea. And I do expect that match to be 10 times better. 10 times better than this one. Period. I think it's going to be an excellent match. But you know what, man? Even if it's not, and they're just not good together, they just don't click. It happens sometimes like that too. I still appreciate them. It's not a big deal. Don't be ready to crap on their entire careers after one match that didn't work out. What we got over the last 48 hours was disgusting. Unnecessary. Britt didn't deserve that. Taya Valkyrie, especially Taya. Now, Britt, here's the thing. Because of the rumors that have leaked and the stuff that she's done with Thunder Rosa, I can understand fans giving Britt some heat. Now, the level, the severity of the heat is not conducive. That stuff is, the shit y'all be saying to these women are just disgusting. All right. The severity of it was not necessary. But like, you know, Britt sometimes be bringing it on herself, to be honest with you. But like Taya Valkyrie though, Taya's a sweetheart. Literally the sweetest, one of the sweetest women that you will ever meet. That I don't get. Like, you want to insult Taya? And then you wonder why these women don't get booked. You wonder why WWE and AEW don't book the women the way that you feel like they should be booked. Because we get reactions like this. They can't catch a break. It's not okay. It was not okay. So we gotta do better. Everybody. Creative team and fans. Hopefully when they have a rematch, it will be 10 times better than what we got on Wednesday. I appreciate them both. I think they're great at what they do. And I think both of them in the future will elevate the women's division. Moving on. Give me your thoughts about that below. Let's talk about Collision. Now, before I even get into the actual show, let's give some love to the crowd. The crowd last night at Hartford, Connecticut. Not that far away from Stanford, the headquarters of a certain other wrestling promotion. The the XL Center. I believe I think they had a full crowd. Well, not like enough to pack out the building, but for what they were looking for the setup. They had a full audience, which was good. Again, Saturdays are hard to sell out, but so far, I'm not gonna lie, Collision's been pretty good with drawing an audience. I thought that was gonna be an issue. Looking back in June, oh God, I was getting concerned. I was like, Jesus, no one wants to go to these wrestling shows on Saturdays unless it's WWE. But I was wrong. As CM Punk came back and the television shows have been killing it week after week after week, they have been consistently drawing strong, energetic fans. It also helps that we have big names in the show like CM Punk and Samoa Joe and others. But still, the show has been phenomenal when it comes to the crowds. Production is still crisp. The commentary is fun. Man, the commentary it's not even fair. It's not. Because when you think about what the competition is, what SmackDown has Michael Cole and Wade Barrett, they're pretty good. I'm sorry, like, nothing's gonna top Michael Cole and Michael Cole and Taz is probably the best that Cole has had it. But Pat McAfee and Michael Cole, that's the unbeatable team. That's the Jim Ross and Jerry the King Lawler of this generation. I hope whatever Pat's doing, I hope he does come back. I think the reason why Pat's not there, this is not a WWE video. Let's not talk about this. Anyways, outside of those two, like Kevin Patrick and Corey Graves, Booker T and Vic Joseph. And no offense to the commentary team on Wednesday, I really enjoy Taz, Excalibur, and Tony Schiavone. I think they're a great pairing too. But the Collision commentary team is next level. Whether it's Kevin Kelly or Ian Riccaboni and Nigel, I don't care what combination we got. The commentary is fantastic. It's fantastic. And they elevate these matches. They make everything feel a lot more important. They do. It's good to have a Nigel McGuinness on commentary. It really is. And they opened up strong, man. They opened up with this ladder match. This ladder match with Andrade and Ídolo and Buddy Murphy. Excuse me, Buddy Matthews. I keep saying Buddy Murphy. My bad. But this commentary team was doing such a great job with this match, man. I think, and this is just my personal opinion, I personally think this might be one of the best ladder matches of the year so far. I don't want to say it's the best yet. I'm going to need to go back and look through the year and see what other ladder matches we've had. Because I think there might have been one other ladder match I would put over this. But this was, look, I challenge you to find me 10 other better ladder matches than this in the last 3 years. Good luck with that, by the way. Seriously. I mean it. Good luck with that. Now, getting into the match. They were stiff. I love that Andrade and Buddy they're not afraid to really tear each other apart. They're just not. They will take the sickest bumps and put their bodies on the line in ways that no one else will do. And we saw it tonight. They were getting arm dragged into ladders. They were taking knee shots to the face. They were doing DDTs on the ladders. A freaking sunset flip powerbomb. Didn't Andrade do this same sunset flip powerbomb to Finn Balor in WWE? I think they did that exact same spot, right? Don't ask me which year. I don't remember the year. I really don't. But yeah, I think it actually did happen. A sunset flip powerbomb spot with Finn Balor. One of y'all will tell me. I feel like it was 2018? I don't remember. But he did that exact same spot with Buddy, and oh! And then during the match, this is the crazy part. Before it went to commercial break, Buddy Matthews separated his shoulder. And then Doc Sampson literally popped it back he popped it back into place during the match, and he wrestled with a bad shoulder throughout the entire match. I don't think that was storyline. I think he actually popped his shoulder out of his socket. And then the ending was even crazier. And it involved Julia. Homegirl Julia took a spot. She took a bump. So handcuffs came into play. They were going to handcuff Andrade to the ropes. And then Andrade ended up handcuffing Buddy to the ropes. And so now he's climbing the ladder to get his mask. Julia climbs inside the ring. She's on the back of Andrade trying to choke him out. Buddy is able to get free using some bolt cutters, right? And he was able to get inside the ring, climb up the ladder. And then Julia, actually no, he didn't even climb up the ladder. I think Julia was just placed on the other side, and Andrade pushed her off. Her and Buddy go crashing into a setup table behind them. Yeah, Julia took a sick bump. And Andrade got his mask back. Yo. This match was fire. That was a sick ladder match. An awesome ladder match. And again, I implore you to find me 10 better ladder matches than this in the last 3 years. You won't. There's no way. You won't. It's that good. Someone's telling me it was 2019's Money in the Bank. Who won it that year? Who won Money in the Bank in 2019? I know Bayley won it for the women. Who won it for the men? Drawing a blank. One of y'all will tell me. I'm pretty sure you will. But yeah, Buddy Matthews, man, I keep saying it. He's one of the best wrestlers today. Andrade is up there too, but Buddy Matthews, he doesn't get enough credit. Every time I see this man wrestle, he's always putting on the best, not even one of, but the best performance of the entire show. Wow. What a ladder match. People are telling me that's right, Brock Lesnar won the Money in the Bank match. He cashed it in on Seth Rollins. Jesus Christ. God help us all. Miro's backstage. He gets attacked by Aaron Solo. He says a battle is coming soon. Who that battle is against? It looks like it's against Powerhouse Hobbs. I was thinking it was against Orange Cassidy, which it should be, but we'll have to see. If Aaron Solo attacked him, that screams Powerhouse Hobbs. Darby Allin came out for an open challenge. I'm thinking, all right, well, it's probably going to be someone associated with Christian Luchasaurus. It wasn't any of the sort. Minoru Suzuki! Freaking New Japan Pro Wrestling's Minoru Suzuki showed up. Kaze ni nare! Which we didn't get because Darby attacked him before then. Damn. Awesome stuff, though. And they beat each other down. Everything that you could imagine that match being in a New Japan, on a New Japan show, is exactly what we got. The chops were sick. The bumps were sick. Darby sold his ass off. Minoru was a psychopath. It was an awesome match. Love the ending, too. Darby went for the coffin drop. Minoru caught him in a sleeper. A rear naked choke, excuse me. And then Darby rolled him up, Bret Hart style, as Bret did to Piper. The Bret Piper spot, or the Bret Austin spot, whichever one you want to call it. Rolled him up, pinned him, 1, 2, 3. Darby wins. Minoru was like, what the fuck? How did he beat me? The match was great. And then on the TV, you had Christian, the TNT champ, with the real TNT champ, Luchasaurus, in the background. Christian talking that shit, telling Darby, hey, bitch, you ain't ready to come at the champ for the title. I'm the best TNT champ. I bring prestige to this bitch. You ain't gonna get it. You ain't never gonna get it. Not this time. But if you really think you worth my time, then step up. Christian is so good. I'm sorry, this is such a great gimmick. I know I keep saying that, but man, I love that he continues to carry that belt around like he's won it. And he gets to talk so much shit because he doesn't have to defend it. And if he loses it, it's not his fault. He'll be like, well, Luchasaurus is a terrible champion. It wasn't actually me, because if it was actually me, then I would have never lost that belt. I'm telling you, Chris this is shit, man. He's such a good heel. But yeah, that match against Luchasaurus is going to be crazy for All Out. Samoa Joe squashes Gravity. Gravity was also on Wednesday. Who lost to Pac? He lost to Samoa Joe here. The spot where Samoa Joe. Look here. Samoa Joe is known for what's called the nope spot. When someone goes to the top rope, they go for a crossbody or some type of a dive, Samoa Joe just walks out of the way. The nope spot. It's infamous. It's amazing. He just struts. This time when he did the gravity, the little low gravity walk. Like that moonwalk. Well, I can't call it moonwalk because that's backwards. You know what I mean, but the low gravity walk that Gravity does. He did that as he was noping away. And I was like, that's great. That's wonderful. I love it. And then Joe beats him. I hope Joe's on All In. He needs to be on that show. I do know who will be on the show. It's almost guaranteed that this man is on the show. Who is that man, you ask? His name is CM Punk. How's about we talk about the real AEW World Champion? So, CM Punk came out with the red bag. And Tony is like, what's in the bag? CM Punk proceeds to pull out another AEW championship and then gets spray paint and sprays X across the belt. Perfectly symmetric to the E in the center. Now, I'm going to be real with you. I didn't make a big deal about that. I didn't think he was basically saying fuck the Elite. I was just like, he's just making an X that's symmetrical in the center. That's about it. And it just so happened across the E. That being said, both things can be true. He was just making a symmetrical X and also saying fuck the Elite. Both things can be true. I like it. I think it's a good theory to have. If it ends up being true, sweet. If it doesn't, it's nice to talk about. Anyways, CM Punk gets the belt out and then tells the world that he is the real AEW champion. And his straight edge X is a symbol claiming that the belt won't be stolen, unlike his catchphrase, because everyone calls himself the best in the world. So what does this mean? Well, it means that AEW now has 2 world champions. And as of right now, for the time being, CM Punk will be defending that belt as the real world championship on Collision and possibly Dynamite. I love it because there's a legit reason for him to feel this way. He never lost the belt. CM Punk was never pinned for the belt. No one ever beat him for the belt. So he has every right to feel like he's still a champ. And until someone beats him for that belt, yeah, he is still the Twitter X champion. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I shouldn't have said that. That was mean. What I meant to say is that he is, as of right now, an unbeaten world champion. And yeah, to me, this is easily setting up Punk versus MJF in the future. They didn't even have to say anything. By CM Punk saying he is the real world champion, you're essentially telling the world eventually CM Punk and MJF will cross paths, as they should. As they should. But in the interim, he will be dealing with Ricky Starks. Ricky Starks comes out and says that he should have that belt because he hasn't just beaten Punk once, he's beaten him twice. And he says, if I'm going to stand here in absolutes and I have a 2-0 winning streak over you, then you should be giving me that belt. But Punk says, nah, man, you cheated. You can't beat me clean. But since you think you are better than me, although this belt means I'm straight edge and I'm better than you, how's about we have a championship match next week? A real AEW World Championship match. I love that. I'm sorry. Let me find the graphic. Where's the graphic at? Like, when I saw that, I was like, wow. Here it is. I just found it. Check this out. They said, real World Championship. Yeah. But yeah, he made the match, and then he said the special guest referee will be Ricky the Dragon Steamboat because he never cheats. He's the perfect babyface to make sure Ricky calls it down the line. And both of them have a story. I think this is going to be a great match. You honestly, real talk, this could have been a match for All In. Who would argue against this? If they would have said Ricky Starks, CM Punk, All In, okay. But we're not doing this at All In. I'm surprised we're not, quite frankly. But okay, we're doing Ricky Starks and CM Punk next week. Yes, that's the same Collision going head to head with SummerSlam. You know what? They need something. They need something to compete with SummerSlam. This is the best thing they got. It's the best thing they got. They got nothing. What else are they gonna do? Okay, you're competing against WWE's second biggest pay-per-view. Second biggest pay-per-view of the year. You're gonna get creamed. But at least with this match, there will be high DVR numbers. Which I expect. I expect that every week, period. But, yeah, man, like, you gotta have something. You can't let freaking, Collision get murdered. Absolutely massacred. So, I am expecting that match to be awesome. I love that Ricky has found himself again. Ricky just feels a lot more comfortable ever since he got into this storyline where his controversial success, is the only way he can actually be successful. He can't be successful in AEW unless he cheats, which sucks. But hey, it makes for a good character, which I appreciate. Real quick, let me just remind people, there's over 100 people watching me right now. Please like the video. We have about 57 likes with 100 people in here. So let's get them likes up. It is imperative that you guys hit that like button because it does help the viewership. So please hit the like button. All right, let me go ahead and run through these next two matches. Yes, we had El Hijo. Come on. Del Vikingo. Everybody. El Hijo. Come on. Del Vikingo. Oh, yeah. El Hijo teaming up with Andrade, Action Andrade, and Darius Martin to take on the Gun Club Gold. Bullet Gun Club. The Bullet Gun Club. God damn it. Bullet Club Gold. Whatever you want to call it. Bullet Gun Club. Bullet Gun Club Gold. Golden Bullet Gun. Whatever. The Bullet Club Gold. How about that? The Guns and Juice Robinson. Spent how many minutes trying to get that right? Fun match. Great back and forth. You already knew that after their awesome sweet ass entrance with them doing the wire spray guns, which I think is awesome. I still want mini men. Tony, give the Guns mini men at All In or All Out. Many men. Many men. Come on now. But yeah, I figured that they were going to win this match, and they should have. And El Hijo didn't get defeated. He didn't get pinned. I think it was Action Andrade. I think it was. Yeah, one of them got pinned. I think it was Action Andrade. Someone will let me know. Oh, never mind. It was let me see. They isolated Martin. Yeah, it was Andrade. I said it right. Regardless, the Gun Club won. God damn it. The Bullet Club Gold Club Guns won. You got it. Women's match. Kiera Hogan versus Mercedes Martinez. Match was pretty damn good, actually. Better than Taya and Britt by miles. But here's the thing. Kiera Hogan has always been a good wrestler. Pretty solid personality, but a great wrestler. Mercedes is a 20-year plus veteran. She's one of the best female wrestlers around. She trains women to be good wrestlers. She's that good. So this was going to be a good match regardless. Mercedes is amazing. Mercedes is fucking phenomenal. What an awesome female wrestler. And I'm happy she's getting TV time because I felt like she wasn't getting any TV time at all on Dynamite. So, again, if we're going to meet a certain quota, certain amount of women on Dynamite, certain amount of women on Collision, you got to have Mercedes on one of them. And since Mercedes did beat Kiera Hogan, making her tap out to that, Jesus Christ, what is that called? A Dragon Sleeper? I guess a modified Dragon Sleeper. Afterwards, Chris Statlander came out because Mercedes wouldn't let go. Chris tried to save Kiera, and then she ended up getting the championship to the face. Mercedes knocked Chris Statlander out with the championship, and then said, "This belt's mine next week, bitch." And then Willow Nightingale came out. So you had 4 women: Willow, Mercedes, freaking Kiera, and then Chris all together. So I'm loving the new faces. I like it. Let's see where it goes. Real quick, I do want to mention this. Apparently, I saw a report, and it's just a report, that Jade Cargill's time, her run in AEW in the future is uncertain. Let me clear this up really quickly. Jay's not going anywhere. She's not going anywhere. She really isn't. She's not going to WWE. She ain't going to Impact. She's staying with AEW. Just putting that out there right now. Uncertainty is whether she'll be able to come back anytime soon. But when she does come back, she ain't going to no WWE. Relax. She coming to wrestle with AEW. Now, as a babyface, probably. As a heel, we will have to see. So, the women, again, I already had a big discussion about it with Britt and Taya. Just give them more to work with. More stories. More segments. More TV time. And they'll kill it every single time. I do agree with Alundra Blaze that the women are not a draw, but they can be. Then the main event. The main event. Adam Cole and MJF. Better than you, baby. Taking on FTR, the world champs. Crowd booed FTR, which is rare. That hasn't happened in what feels like half a decade now. Yeah, FTR getting booed. Man. Well, that just shows you how popular MJF and Adam Cole are. And they were the fan favorites here. And FTR did work as the heels because they knew, which I appreciated. Match was fantastic. Fantastic main event. And it was more of a story-driven type of match. I loved, like, during the match, anytime one of them would go down, Adam Cole and MJF would look at each other. Double clothesline! That shit's great. And the crowd says it with them. And they pick up FTR, and they try to go for it, but it gets countered every single time. And then MJF does this story throughout the match where he's like, I'm gonna bust his balls! And he looks at Dax Harwood. I'm gonna bust his balls! And he tries to low blow him throughout the match. And Adam goes like, bro, don't get us disqualified! What you doing? And MJF's like, alright. You know, but he still tried to bust his balls throughout the entire match. It was hilarious. Hilarious. And there was a spot in there where Dax accidentally fell on the second rope, Goldust style, and MJF said, 4 goal, and punted his grapefruits. Well, Dax, I know you got a family at home, but you might not be able to satisfy your wife for the time being. I'm sorry. Hilarious. The crowd popped for it. It was great. A great back and forth action all around. It was great. Great pacing, all of it. But unfortunately, FTR were the better tag team. FTR end up winning with a roll up on MJF. MJF got pinned. MJF was pinned, bitch! The last time MJF was pinned was literally last year with Wardlow. Double or nothing. MJF got pinned. And he went unpinned for over a year. Huge. FTR retained the titles. And then afterwards, this is where the real story begins. This is where the real story begins. I love what happened afterwards. So FTR retained the titles by pinning MJF. Afterwards, MJF, he's grappling with the impact of the loss. Feeling like his friendship has made him soft. He starts screaming, I lost my edge! I lost my edge! You know, in a dramatic moment, Adam Cole grabs the world title and says, nah, man, you still a champ. You still a champ. And then Adam Cole turns around, and then MJF rises up with the title in his hand. And everyone sees him hold the belt. And Adam Cole looks at the Titantron, and he's seeing what happens, and he's just like, God damn it. God damn it. I knew it. And then Adam Cole just holds his hand out. He's like, do what you gotta do. And MJF, he's grappling with it. He's battling himself. He's trying not to give in to his darker tendencies, that devil instinct of his. He wants to maintain his edge. He wants to get back his pride. And usually he would just attack Adam Cole. But in a surprising twist, he throws down the title and then embraces Adam Cole. Gives him a hug. He prioritized his friendship, his bond, over his pride. Big moment. Big fucking moment! Crowd was popping for it. They thought it was great. I wasn't expecting it. I was like, yo, that was beautiful. That was good. Kudos to everyone involved. And the show ends with that. Now, I didn't see the post-show promo, which I'll watch after this. I don't want to get copyright struck. But that was a beautiful ending. Man, look, and I said this before. I am perfectly fine with Adam Cole and MJF riding this tag team out for as long as possible. You want to have it go to All In or Collision? Oh, excuse me, All In or All Out past Collision. Maybe get them to Arthur Ashe Stadium. If you want to do that, go for it. I don't care. But eventually they have to break up. I hope people understand that you cannot have them stay together forever. That's not what this is. This is meant to be a short-term tag team. I'm sorry. I heard Dave Meltzer talking about, oh, well, they should have won the belts. First off, no. FTR is the better tag team. You don't have them lose the belts here. Oh, they could have lost it right back at All In. Okay, but then that doesn't really make MJF and Adam Cole look all that great either. No, like, if Adam Cole and MJF are going to be a tag team and hold those belts, they should have a run with it. That's not, nah. I don't agree with that logic. But also, like, think about it this way. When you look at Adam Cole and MJF, yes, in terms of you wanting MJF to be happy, you loving the bromance, you loving the friendship, you want it to go a while. But this is how I see it. If this tag team is still a thing by Full Gear, it's gone too long. If it's still a tag team by Revolution next year, it's gone on way too long. To me, the latest should be Arthur Ashe Stadium. That's the latest. All In, All Out. You want to break them up? I mean, they already said that MJF is probably going to defend the belt against Adam Cole at the pay-per-view. And with the way things are looking, I can see them staying friends following that event. I don't see it going past Arthur Ashe. So enjoy your Better Than You Baby shirts for the next few months. But honestly, nah, man. Like, this shouldn't be a long-term thing. I know that you guys love them. I think the storytelling is great. I love their chemistry. The bromance is fucking awesome. Fucking awesome bromance. But it's not meant to last. It's not meant to last. I wasn't at all upset that FTR retained here. You don't need to hotshot these belts. You just don't. They'll be okay. I trust the process. I trust AEW with the storytelling they got. And I think what they got for them is even better than them winning the tag team titles. I trust it. But yeah, guys, that's my review. There you go. There's my review for AEW Collision. I hope you enjoyed it. I'm going to play some super chats. I'm going to hang out with you guys for a little bit. And then I'm going to get going. I got a party tonight. I was invited for a party. A going away party. I'm not going away. So it is.
Face MJF is the next big thing? Thoughts?
He's only good because of the storyline. I think MJF outside of Adam Cole probably wouldn't be as special. You know what I mean? But what do I know? Maybe he could make it work.
Buddy Matthews is genuinely one of the best wrestlers in wrestling, period. He's so good. Also, I hope Buddy faces Ishii. That's a dream match for me.
Oh, Buddy in New Japan would be fucking amazing. Buddy Matthews in New Japan that's what dreams are made of, bro. Alright, live chat, you have the floor. What y'all got to say about this review? What y'all been saying about Collision? How are we feeling about the show? Is it the best wrestling show in the world? Because I think it is. Let me see here. Still in danger. What surprised me was that Adam Cole was allowing MJF to get him with the championship. He was going to let him hit him. Yeah. He couldn't find it in himself to break up the friendship. I think this is a friendship that they both need. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful thing, man. And All In mentioned, but still no matches announced. I said, look, Ultra Shadow, my man, they got till next week. There needs to be a multiple matches announced. Did y'all see what Bully Ray said? Bully Ray said he wouldn't have announced any matches. Let the event not have any matches, you just show up. If this was a free event, okay. If this was a free pay-per-view or just like a free Dynamite event on television, or we can get it through streaming at least, oh, 1000%. Like AEW Plus, I see that's a thing now. That's getting ready to be a thing. Hopefully that's a thing before All In. If that's what we're gonna do, 1000%. 1000%. Like okay, don't announce any matches, but you're gonna make me pay $50. You're gonna make me pay 50 fucking bucks, huh? 50 bucks for both All In and All Out, y'all. You're killing me. You're killing me, Smalls. Nah, man, don't be that dumb. You need to have at least a couple matches. You need to have a full card, honestly. But just, can I get at least a couple matches next week? That'd be nice. Safe Haven. AEW's women's division haven't had in-depth storylines. The closest is the Outcast, which has primarily been half-matched and Outcast attack. That's the story. It really isn't a story. They haven't really done much with it. Let me see here. Still hoping Mercedes Moné will wrestle for AEW eventually. She should. I think she was going to wrestle at, Forbidden Door against Jamie Hayter, but they both got hurt. Anthony White says, Britt and Taya only had one match. People need to chill. Yeah, man. Relax. When did Thunder Rosa talk about trying to kill herself? Busted Open Radio, they had a discussion about mental health. And yeah, Thunder Rosa revealed that everything that went down with the backstage drama in AEW almost drove her to wanting to self-harm herself. She wanted to do self-harm. Legit. Like, you gotta go listen to it. If I find the episode number, I'll let you know. But just go to Busted Open Radio. Just look for mental health. It's called Mental Health. You'll find it. The Black Nostalgia Nerd says, AEW wants Britt to be like Charlotte Flair so bad. I disagree. Like, Britt's been putting people over, y'all. Like, it's not the same. Britt actually wants to elevate the division. Delayed Greats says, those were mostly WWE fan trolls piling on two AEW women's wrestlers. Yeah. Tribalism is really bad. Is Buddy out? I hope not. I really hope not. I hope... Let me see. If you separate your shoulder... Separated... shoulder... recovery time. Oh. Well, 2 weeks. 2 to 12 weeks. Ugh. Most people recover from shoulder separation without surgery within 2 to 12 weeks. So it depends on how bad it was. Here's the thing. He finished the match. So he'll probably be back in a couple of weeks. He should be fine. He should be. Tino YT, good to have you here, man. Haven't seen you in a while. Let me see. I think they're leading to MJF and CM Punk at All Out. Well, Mr. Chris Haley, we'll have to see if that's the case. I think you're right. I think that's a good prediction. Raul Torres. Everybody botches. Nobody's perfect. The women are just expected to be perfect, though. And that's crazy. I agree, though. That's crazy. MJF should join the Undisputed Era. Nah, they don't like him. Kyle O'Reilly and... I was gonna say Bobby Fish. Nah, he ain't coming back. Roderick Strong and Kyle O'Reilly, if they come back, will probably be with Adam Cole about that. I want to see Hikaru Shida join AEW Collision. She'll be a perfect fit for the show. And I want to date her. Well, John Bill II. She is single, so take your best shot. Road Punk, can you give me a catchphrase? I don't know, Road Punk. Keep coming back to my live streams. We'll see what we can do. Sable and Sonny, only women's draws that are big ratings. Sure about that? Are we sure about that? Taya needs to join the Outcast. I would love to see Taya Valkyrie join the Outcast.
Let's shout. She can bite it down to the ground. Let's dance. Let's shout. She can bite it down to the ground.
Is it me or did CM Punk get some booze that was insane?
Punk was getting a pretty solid mixed reaction. You heard some CM Punk chants, but then he got some booze. Yeah. Hey, you know what? He's gonna get booed no matter where he is. I think that's part of his character. That's what makes him him. Thank you to all people who donated, by the way. July was a very slow month. Very slow month. Big difference between Britt Baker and Charlotte Flair is that Britt is not afraid of putting people over. Charlotte wants all the attention for herself. Yeah, that's why I was like, Charlotte Flair, unless she has to, she won't put people over all that much. Even when she loses, she does that little laugh too, where I'm just like, why are you laughing, Charlotte? What you laughing for? Just let people be over. You know what I mean? I don't know. People just be crazy. We getting some more donations? Thank y'all for the donations. I appreciate that. AEW Collision was an A show, better than SmackDown. Man, let me tell you something. After this super chat.
JD continue get so heat and hate because of Shotzi.
Did he ever apologize? Or at least take down his tweet? Because I did. I took down my tweet. It just didn't, you know. He was not wrong for what he said. But it is one of those things where I'm like, it's not necessary. I just took down the tweet. You know, and they're talking about when Shotzi shaved her head. I was thinking like, okay, well, this is a storyline that's not going to go anywhere. But then it was revealed that she shaved it for her sister. So I was like, okay, let me just take this down. Well, JD kept his tweet up. That's why I was like, just take down the tweet. It's not necessary. But if he's still getting heat for it, you could tell that these fans were abused and bullied. Yeah, like the ones bullying Taya and Britt. Usually people who bully were bullied when they were younger. That's where they got it from. They themselves were bullied. The Tank 10. What's up, The Tank? Raul says Charlotte has more great matches than Britt Baker. Absolutely. She has better matches, but Charlotte won the majority of them. Thunder Rosa needs to return. Thunder Rosa is actually doing pretty well. I think she's on the verge of coming back. They don't know if she can take bumps yet, but she's working out. She's able to deadlift a pretty big amount. She's training hard, so she might be back sooner than later. Sooner than later. So, always a good thing. Y'all, that's going to be it for me. I appreciate y'all for joining me for this live stream. I hope you guys have a great Sunday, the rest of your Sunday. As you file out, do all the YouTube things, like the video, subscribe, and click that bell to catch all my content when it comes out. Follow me on social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Cameo, Threads, all the social medias down below. Just click the link tree. I put it all in one link this time, the link tree, especially the merchandise. Click on the link tree, and it'll take you to everything that you need. But also, get you an extra wallet and donate using PayPal, Patreon, Cash App, and Venmo. Guys, fantastic show. Cannot wait to review the next Collision. Now, because next week's show looks great, that one might also be a live stream. So look for that. Other than that, y'all, thank you so much for joining me. I look forward to seeing you all at All In and All Out. But God bless you all. And please be sure to subscribe for more. Right here in Alex's world. The place that is, was, and forever, and forever, and forever will be a safe space for wrestling fans like you. This is Alyx, just Alyx, signing out. I'm out of here, guys. Peace.